Hey there, thank you so much for joining us. It's the Big Time Talker Podcast. We're live in Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love. And all that hubbub you hear around us is because we're on the main floor of the Philadelphia Convention Center in the glass-enclosed podcast pavilion for the American Library Association's annual conference. There are thousands of librarians, authors, illustrators, agents. Everyone who's anyone in the book business is here, including award-winning author Johnny Tan, who joins us in the broadcast pavilion. The show is sponsored by SpeakerMatch.com, the world's largest online virtual speakers bureau, and our friends at Headline Books and their Zoom into Books platform. All right, let's dive right in. Johnny's written a book called From My Mama's Kitchen, Food for the Soul, Recipes for Living. It's a Mom's Choice Award winner, and this year it celebrates its 15th anniversary. Thank you so much for being here.
I'm delighted. I tell you what, I'm humbled to be on your show.
Oh, stop it. Cut it out. All right, so you've got this incredible background. You're the founder and CEO of From My Mama's Kitchen, which publishes these inspirations for better living digital magazines. You have this amazing background. We're talking off the air about you grew up in Malaysia. You wound up at LSU, Louisiana.
Fighting Tigers.
Yeah, there you go. And then you managed to move on to work in the restaurant business and grow a Southern staple, the Waffle House chain, from just a handful of restaurants to a whole bunch. And that brings us to right now. This book, this 15th anniversary special edition of From My Mama's Kitchen, my 9 moms. How, Johnny, does one manage to have 9 moms? Take us back to the beginning.
I'm a naughty boy. Problem child. No, I'm kidding. I am kidding. I tell you what, it's been a super blessing, to be honest with you. I was adopted at birth in Malacca, Malaysia. At 18, I had an opportunity to come to the United States to go to college. And here in the United States, my father passed away a year later, and I was basically stuck in the United States. And, that changed the trajectory of my life.
Right.
So for the next 15 years that I was here before going home to visit, I met 8 other wonderful women who just sort of are caring to take me in the course of the conversations and whatnot, and became what I call my surrogate mom. In my college years, I have my host family, which I coined as my Southern Belle mom. My Italian foster mom in Poplar Bluff, Missouri, and that story is unique in itself in the book. How I met her husband and ended up being invited to go up to Poplar Bluff, Missouri. And then in my business life, I met my Texan earthly mom, whom I used her company to recruit management people for my company.
Right.
And then through 2 business trips here and there, business conferences and whatnot, I met my progressive spiritual mom, and then I met my sanguine Savannah mom. And then in my leisure time, I met my ballroom instructor mom, my German mom, and my Cajun mom. And I'm a ballroom dancer, instructor, and performer, actually, because of that.
There's a lot to unpack there. I'm thinking ballroom dancing, I'm thinking Cajun. Mm-hmm. But I can't stop thinking about a young man from Malaysia landing in Louisiana at 18 years old, literally halfway around the world.
Yes.
And what that culture shock must have been like.
It was amazing, but I've always lived life in the sense of having curiosity to lead the way.
Right.
So I'm always interested in that. And so one of the things actually I speak about, interestingly enough, the essence of Genius Zone, one of it is letting curiosity to turn chaos into peace.
So the book itself, what inspired you to write it?
You won't believe this, but think about it. It's a guy thing. My mom came and visited me towards the cusp of early 2000.
Now, which of the 9 moms is this?
I'm sorry?
Which of the 9 moms?
My Malaysian mom.
Okay, good.
Glad you asked. And I realized that, Nya, whom I call her Nya, she's getting kind of old. I think I better start writing down the food recipes that I like.
Sure.
3 months went by, I thought about, I like that one. Yeah, that recipe. So I called my other moms to say, I'm putting together a cookbook. to preserve recipes that I like.
Okay.
Well, guess what? 7 years went by, I couldn't get it off the ground. And finally, my Italian foster mom called me up. She calls me up every New Year's to wish me Happy New Year. And in 2007, she called me up and said, hey, when are you going to finish writing this book? And I said, this year, right after market, I'm starting in April. And lo and behold, I sat down every day for 2 hours and started writing. And guess what? What came to mind is a personal enlightenment. That the personal success that I've experienced begins at home, because they were my teachers, coaches, counselors, and cheerleaders. And so I continue to keep the title of the book, but it's focusing on their motherly wisdom, the power of unconditional motherly love. And that's how it's about. The book is about recipes for living life. Things that mom tells us we don't want to hear. Yeah, okay, yeah, I gotcha.
But there's really a nugget of wisdom in there, right?
Yes, big time.
So you were a business guy, a pretty successful business guy at a young age. And I'm curious as to these, we call them, kitchen table conversations, like that you have with these women who influenced your life. So there are life skills in there. Was there a meshing of the life skills and the professional world too?
So much so.
Yeah.
We just take things for granted. If you think about it, we're in the people business. And if you think about it, you heard the terms about momtrepreneurs and all that. Well, guess what? Grandma used to sell cookies in the neighborhood.
Yeah, well, that's true.
Her cookies sell, but you know what makes the sale? Grandma's personality.
That's right. Grandma did it.
So we're in the people's business. And guess what? People want to be led, not managed. And so I brought that concept to the corporate world from a standpoint of taking ownership, regardless of your position in the company. What if you're the owner? How would you react to that?
I'm trying to picture you as a young guy in his 20s managing a rough and tumble Waffle House crew. Because you got it up to over 24 restaurants, right?
Yeah.
So how did they take to this young Asian kid, managing them?
Excellent question. And speaking about diversity and inclusion, it's a tremendous challenge. But what happens is that, interestingly enough, the concept of effective communication, listen to learn rather than listening in anticipation to reply, because people matters. Think about it. You and I having a podcast interview right here.
Yeah.
If you can't wait to get the okay, I got you. Really?
I hear you, and I think what I hear you saying is that you probably learned as much from the guy flipping eggs at the Waffle House.
Yes, because everyone has lived their life. And so I'm in that position of opportunity. So my situation is to create that wonderful environment for everyone to benefit from.
Well, in that way, then, when you sat down to write this book, and I'm always fascinated when people who are not authors, and I'm using air quotes, right? Write a book. That's a whole different skill set. In your mind, did you have sort of an ideal reader in mind? Who do you think, when you're writing, when you sit down to write this book, you want to be the reader of the book? Who should read your book?
Interestingly enough, everyone, because the book is a self-help empowering tool for effective communication and relationship. And this is a true story. I'm not kidding you. I had a team that was working with me on the book, putting things together, and I went out to do book signings in Barnes & Nobles and all the independent bookstores when the first book was released. And respectfully, our age, we are focused on certain things, right? And I have a girl in her early 20s. She said, "Oh, I love your book." I said, "Well, thank you. I like the one when you talked about how problem is like a lettuce leaf." And then I'm like, oh my God, I remember this, man. Yes, because you know why? One of the stories that I mentioned in there is a problem is like a lettuce leaf. Like what my mom's told me, you have to peel off the various leaves to get to the core. Now, that relates to her. She's in her 20s. She may not relate to all the other stuff. That's okay, but that's what it's all about.
Right.
It's that journey, you know? And it's like, whoa, thank you, sir.
So, since we're talking about food,
Yes.
and From My Mama's Kitchen, food for the soul, give me one at least, recipe for living, because that is the subtitle
Yes.
of the book.
Yes.
Food from the soul, recipes for living. Give me a recipe.
I think the most important one that I've learned, and this was when I was 18, and it's sort of like encapsulate everything that I've lived my life up to 18 years old, was from my Southern Belle mom.
Okay.
Our charm will always open the door. However, it is our authentic integrity that keeps the door open.
I like it.
Yeah. I mean, it's amazing. You know, we think about our authentic charm. Hey, how's it going there, bud? You know, will get us anywhere. But in the end, the second sentence, our authentic integrity character that keeps the door open.
Your Southern Belle mom was onto something there, I think.
Yes, yes.
So are you going to keep doing these? I mean, what happens next after this book? Because this is 15 years old now. You got
Yes.
an anniversary edition. You've
Yes.
sold a ton of them. You've done all these book signings, been all over the world with it. What happens next? What's the next chapter for you?
The next chapter is actually putting together an organization which I just started, a nonprofit 501c3. And my goal is to partner with corporations and organizations in bringing From My Mama's Kitchen Genius Zone educational platform community enrichment program to the various communities. Here in the United States first, always start at home, and then the world. And within that package, we have from Family Genius Zone, which consists of Mama's Genius Zone, Teen Genius Zone, Twin Genius Zone, and then because of my C-suite background, I have Corporate Family Culture Employee Engagement Genius Zone that focuses on organizational excellence for the team and leadership excellence for the leaders.
All right, really important question for our listeners to the podcast in the South. How do you like your hash browns from Waffle House?
Scattered, smothered, covered.
Nice. Nice. If you have no idea what we're talking about, you have to Google Waffle House right now and figure it out. All right. The book is available from Johnny Tan where?
On wherever books are available, because I'm with Ingram Sparks.
So you get it at Amazon.com, Barnes &
Amazon,
Noble. You can go to a
everywhere.
bookstore and ask for it by name.
Everywhere.
The 15th anniversary special edition is the one to get.
Yes.
From My Mama's Kitchen, Food for the Soul, Recipes for Living. My 9 moms' conversations about life, love, and laughter. And I love your positive energy, and I appreciate you being here today.
Thank you so much. And the book has so much to offer, and it's got pictures in them. So this is the real thing. You can see me when I was a kid.
We have the embarrassing photos in the book of a young Johnny Tan. My man. All right. And find him online from mymamasKitchen.com is the website. From mymamasKitchen.com. Johnny, thanks for being here.
Thank you, sir. It's a pleasure. Like I say, I'm totally humbled to be here.
And I thank you for listening. Wherever you are, whatever you do, make us a part of your routine. We have brand new episodes of the Big Time Talker podcast every Tuesday, and we talk to big time talkers like Johnny Tan who have big time ideas that can change your life for the better. Thanks, Speaker Match. Thanks, Headline Books. Thanks to our chief producer in charge of all things, Joseph, behind the glass. In the Podcast Pavilion at the American Library Association's annual conference in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Go out and make it a great day. Bye, everybody.